Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today I want to talk to you about the top 5 programming languages for jobs. As technologists, we want to be up to date with everything that's going on. There's hundreds of programming languages out there, and when it comes to finding the right job for us based on our goals, we want to be prepared. So this video will list some of the languages that industry professionals use, and it gives you more of an insight as to what to look out for in regards to looking either for the next job or becoming a better technologist in your current job. So let's get into it. A little bit about programming languages. If you look up Google, you'll see something like this. In other words, we need a way to bridge the gap between our language and theirs. So that's why we invented programming languages. Basically, computers talk a different language, and it's called machine language. They run instructions in which they compute different values, arithmetic functions, communicate with each other. So number 1, C++. C++ is probably the grandfather of most of languages that we use right now. They're used simultaneous with each other due to their application. Pretty much developers and programmers use them on the job simultaneously. They're both high-level programming languages meant for low-level application, meaning you would use these in order to get more horsepower out of your application to make it more fast and efficient, such as IoTs, robot, finance, and transactional data. They also work in conjunction with engineers and hardware programmers, so don't feel surprised if you see any hardware folks that know C++. The reason for the demand: when people need C++ developers, they want someone to perform magic. High efficiency, time-saving, algorithmic computations. That's hard to find. If you are a C++ developer, you are a developer. You understand the ins and outs of the computer. You don't need much hand-holding. Word of advice: it does take dedication like everything else, and hard work just like any other programming language. So don't look at it as a quick fix or a quick buck. Be ready to learn, fail, learn, and fail again. Next on the list, C#. C# was developed in 2000 by Microsoft. It's a great programming language if you want to have a consistent corporate employment. Its primary benefit is within business applications where fintech, insurance, big corporations, and more use it to develop software in their old and new platforms. It's also one of the languages I made most of my successes with. When I first started my career, I did CMS and e-commerce development because Microsoft is a trusted platform for big companies, and since Windows is one of the most popular operating systems in the world, it makes sense for companies to invest in the .NET architecture. You could get a job doing web services work, API development, API services, writing desktop and web applications, which is a huge demand, scripting an autonomous workflow for Windows computers, networking, systems administration, server maintenance, and working on the actual language itself. And Microsoft has recently made it open source, so now people are able to contribute to the language. It's an object-oriented language. There are languages where the dynamics of data is compiled into objects of code. Think of it like building blocks, Minecraft. Think of it like building blocks with associated data included. It's a simple, organized way to cluster information, and has been proven throughout the years to work. I can go on into it, but we'll leave that for another video. Third on the list, Java. Java is one of the most widely used languages, and for the longest. I recently read a post that said around 24 to 26 million people worldwide use Java, and the demand for it has always been great. Why is this so great? It allows for developers to write software that can be ported to many devices, which eliminates a lot of dev time. Imagine writing software for the Mac, Windows, and Linux all at the same time. Traditionally, you'd have to write code 3 times. The Java platform's architecture allows you to write for apps that can run the JVM, or the Java Virtual Machine Engine. This could be phones, this could be games, cars, TV, and so much more. Its uses far stretch to just simple software applications. It's good for scientific research, web applications, intense business, big data apps, AI, machine learning, cars. Heck, the PlayStation. Yes, the PlayStation has Java built in. Companies want Java developers for their existing and new applications. Fourth on the list, JavaScript, or JS as I call it. It's the second most in demand language in the world. Why? It's so easy. It's so fun and easy. Because it's so fun and easy to learn. JavaScript takes the concepts of traditional C-based languages and makes it simpler and faster. It's so simple that kids are learning it in school. JavaScript benefits is that it removes the concepts of compiling and replaces it with interpreting, making parsers produce faster instructions. It's used in so many devices in the 21st century, from phones, watches, websites, TVs. It's the programming language of the web. Sorry, Flash. We use it in markup language, we use it in markup in conjunction with HTML. We use it in robots. We use it in TVs. We use it in cars. Why companies love it so much? There's a low barrier entry into it. So finding talent is easier than, let's say, COBOL. Plus, it's a very simple language most non-technical workers can understand. The ranges of industry are vast. However, finding just a JS developer job will be competitive since it's not the only language that most people know. It's also good to complement this with another programming language like C# or Java or Go. Fun fact, the reason why it's named JavaScript is not because it's related to Java. Back in the 90s, there was a company called Sun Microsystems that trademarked their own version of JavaScript. Sun also created another technology named Java. They both sound similar, but no way they are the same. They just had the same bosses. Number one now, Python. Yes, Python. Python is banging. It's booming, it's blowing up. The reason why is because Python has a myriad of application and doesn't require an extensive developer background to use it. Its uses in programs most of the underlying services in our apps, but it's also in business use cases, scientific cases, and more. We use it for code deployment. We use it for programming IoT devices, AI, machine learning, markup language, scientific research, and so on. Pretty much everything that I listed before, Python uses it and more. It's very simple, it's very fast, similar to JavaScript where it doesn't have a compiler, it uses a parser. The code that's rendered, it's fast and efficient. Demand for it is very big. If you're a Python or aspiring Python, especially within the fintech, big data, and AI space, you're at the right track because the demand for it will keep growing and growing and growing. So be on the lookout. So guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you for checking out this video. If you like what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to learn more about this topic, just let me know and I'll make it happen for you. Thanks.